Being a predominantly cycling channel, I can understand the attitude to scoff at an intro that has nothing to do with cycling, but keep in mind, when you go out and you're going a little slower, and you got a friend like this who can show you the ropes, you tend to see the things that you'd normally miss when you're going a lot faster. Norton, you know where all good trails are. Let's go. Keep going. It's good to have someone with you who's not afraid to go off the beaten path, but Norton, sometimes it's just a fail. Is that why you came in here? Just for that? Yeah, all right. Unfazed by our first fail, not afraid to try again. Show me where I should go. Norton, I'm not gonna be able to ride my bike on any of that. No. You don't care, do you? You're just like, this is awesome. I'm happy to be out here. Good work out there today, Norton. You're certainly not afraid to fail. I'll give you that. Angela works as a nurse, so it's pretty common for her to work like a 16-hour day and be gone for the entire day without me being able to see her. So she'll call and just kind of ask how things are going and finish every conversation off when she knows that she's not going to be around me with, make good food decisions today, Eric. Because she knows that if she's not around, I'll probably do something dumb like eat 4 veggie dogs and 2 grilled cheeses and chips for lunch. So it's always really nice when she takes the time to look out for me when she's taking care of everybody else. So it is Saturday, and the Q&A prompt has been up since Wednesday? Wednesday. And normally the number of responses I'll get on the Q&A prompt is around 20 to 25 questions. This time it's actually 72. I'm not going to be able to get to all of these. I apologize. Now that I know that there's a lot more interest in it, I'll be a little more diligent in giving myself less time for the questions to build up, and the turnaround time will be a lot quicker. So sorry if I don't get to your question. Okay, I think this is a good one to start with, considering Norton is not afraid to fail. And this question goes as, why am I scared to start building wheels? Should I just take a wheel that I don't care about, take it apart, and put it back together? So I can't necessarily answer why you specifically might be afraid to start building wheels, but if you're anything like me, it's a little bit of an intimidation factor and a little bit of fear to fail. When you look at, when you read a book like this, the Jobs Brand, the bicycle wheel, the like Bible of how to build wheels, there's a lot to take in there. There's so much to take in that when you can't like mentally break down all of the simple steps step by step like he actually does, and you think about it as one whole process, it's just like mind overload, and you're like, well, I can't do that. I just can't do it. So I just won't start. Me personally, while I love this book, I read it after I built a couple wheels without a whole lot in the way of like straight up information knowledge. First wheel that I ever put together was as simple as it could be. A single speed, fixed gear, symmetrical hub to like a crappy rim, and it was straight pull. There was no cross. So if you're at all concerned about the actual assembly of one, my suggestion to like really break the ice with assembling a wheel would be just to throw together a straight pull front wheel and try and make it true. Then jump to a 3-cross wheel and just try and put it together. Still to this day, a lot of things intimidate me, and my first attempt at everything usually takes a long time, and then after like 4 or 5 attempts, it'll just click and I'll get it. The freewheel on my single speed needs replacing. Do you have any alternatives, or should I just order the correct tool? Order the correct tool. Having the proper tool will always make your life easier from that point and in the future. Thoughts on seeing gravel rides develop into road type races and high level competitive riders like the EF team beginning to compete in them? I'm fine with that, but I don't think it'll ever really take off. It'll be really difficult to get like a good televised video version of any sort of gravel race. I think there's fairly remote areas. I don't think the interest from like viewership would ever be there like it would be for like Dakar like auto racing. So sure, they can put a lot of effort into it, but gravel riding will always be fairly grassroots and fairly easy for new riders to get into, so they can try all they want. There's always going to be really fun gravel stuff for people like you and I to do. What is your recommended gravel bike conversion? A 29er mountain bike, a hybrid, a 26-inch large frame or a cyclocross frame. Always personally go with a cross frame if I had the choice, but I will do it with anything. Problem is cross frames tend to be more expensive. 26-inch wheel large frames, they're far and few between to find and getting expensive because they're getting to be cool again. Hybrids are the best because you can turn them into whatever you want guilt-free, and 29er mountain bike frames I think are overkill. And I don't like the way the front end looks with like a suspension corrected fork. I just think it looks dorky, and I would never ride it if I owned one. You have a GPS computer mount, but I've never seen anything mounted to it. Any particular reason? Because I'm lazy and I haven't taken them off, and I own this Garmin watch. I also never use it to track activities. This is a good question. Gravel bike for cyclocross or cyclocross bike for gravel? Cross bike for gravel every single time. Is 26-inch dead yet? No. As a matter of fact, I think there's been a real resurgence of 26-inch bikes being built. Also, I think you're always going to see 26-inch wheels on dirt jump bikes. Have you considered applying for the GCN tech presenter position? Seems up your alley. No, I would never want to work for someone else in the creative YouTube field. I like what I'm doing. I like the videos I get to make, and they don't have to be like stuck in the cycling world all of the time. I love cycling, but I love video making, and I love other stuff too, and I want to make videos about it. So no, I would never work for someone else. Velocity Blunt SS's for cyclocross? Yes, that's what's on here. Favorite flavor of Storm Chips? Old Dutch barbecue. I already knew that. Have you or do you know of people who've had crashes or problems with setting up non-tubeless rims tubeless? Maybe not specifically, but I definitely did break my elbow hopping down a curb with a tubeless setup that didn't have enough air in the front tire, and it burped and I ended up on the ground. I broke this elbow and I messed this hand up pretty bad. That sucked. That was a really long, terrible rest of the ride home. That was after a short track race. I didn't drink enough water that day. Could you possibly use freewheel on the Poseidon track lacrosse bike? Yes, you can put brakes on it and you could use it as a single speed. That'd be fine. How long did it take you to get where you are on YouTube now? Just shy of 5 years. I guess we're almost 4.5 years, I guess. I'm hoping that the momentum doesn't stop, but it certainly could. What other projects do you have planned outside of bikes? Okay. This thing is my my Yamaha XS 400. I love this thing, and I have had it for eons. If the shed wasn't so small, it'd be easier to see, but basically what I want to do with it is possibly go drag racing with it this year if COVID-19 calms down and I can actually like get it to a track with all my friends who race their cars at the track. I think that'd be a really fun way to spend time with people that I've sort of drifted away from because I've gotten out of that world. And also I have another motorbike that I really want to build into something cool. It's a 86 V35 Honda Magna. Okay, I think that's going to be everything for today's Q&A. I'm sorry if I didn't get to your question. Next week, maybe we'll do it again. Please note that the kickflip progress is not over. We haven't given up on trying to land a kickflip. See, it's hard to do in here because the ceiling is just so...